Welcome tonight. I am Pam Clift, your business leader here at Champion Enterprises. I am thrilled to have you with us tonight on our Tupper Thursday. This is our team night. This is the night we get together with the team to help you be your best and help you master your skills as your Tupperware career. And so tonight, as we get together, we've got so many fun things to talk about, and we want to just help you just really focus on the most important thing to your Tupperware business. And we've got recognition tonight. We've got fun tonight. We've also got some drawings tonight. We're going to give away a lot of Pam swag, and we've got some fun training. So we're going to get started off right away with welcoming everybody that has joined us already this evening. How many people do we have on?
34.
34. So let's give away. I don't have anything. We'll find something. We'll give away our first Pam swag. How about some of our drawing gifts? All right, some of our ahas. So last week's rally was a fun rally. It was the big cheese, and so it was National Cheese Day, and so we had fun with National Cheese Day, and we had Jim did a couture board, and I just butchered that word totally. I never can say that. Anybody else have a hard time with that word? That's a very funny word. Okay, you say it for me, then I can say it.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie board. See, if you say it, then I can say it. All right. And so, Jenny, are you ready for our lucky winner on that? Push that button.
Yes.
Joni Scott. Joni, you're the winner. All right. Congratulations. Joni and her husband. Yay. Congratulations. They work in business together. You're welcome. You're welcome. And so if you're here for the very first time ever and you're watching us this evening, you have a chance to win free Tupperware. So if you're a brand new champion and this is your first meeting, please put in the chat that you're new here and whose team you're on or who recruited you. Any of that will be good. That'll help us find you and make sure we get you your free gift when you win, because we like to give away free Tupperware tonight to one lucky winner of all of our new guests that are on tonight. Our first time. You're only a guest one time, by the way, and then you're a champion forever, all right? And then you're automatically considered one of us. And so please go ahead and put in the chat, I'm new, and who you're a guest with this evening, and so that you can have a chance to win some more free Tupperware. We do ship out that Tupperware free for you. Doesn't cost you shipping, doesn't cost you anything for the Tupperware. It's just a gift from Pam and Jim for being on tonight and being the winner. All right. And so one of the other things that we like to do on these events all the time is great training. And we are thrilled to have one of the top directors in the country. She is Ellen Lewis, a 4-star director, Ellen Lewis. And we are so excited to have her as one of our trainers this evening. And you know what? She is dynamic, and she's been asked to be a national trainer over and over and over again. And what she doesn't know is there might be another chance very near in her future to be a trainer again. And so let's, like right now, let's ask her to go ahead and give us how to build her confidence in the Tupperware business. And so take it away, Ellen Lewis.
Awesome. Okay, so building your confidence and expanding your comfort zone is one of the biggest things as a consultant that you can possibly do. And it's one of the most important things. And let's see here. I wanted to give you this quote that I had. Oh, where is that? I listened to this great training by Jack Canfield. I'm sure many of you know who Jack Canfield is. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Jack Canfield is, right? I mean, I think everybody knows, right? So Jack Canfield, so good. And he said, I've heard him speak many times. I have his books, I've read them, all those good things, right? But one of the things that he said this last time when I was listening to him, he said, mindset is the single most important thing you have as an entrepreneur. You have to work on it daily. It's truly the single most important thing, because if you have people that are, giving excuses about what it is that is not working in their business, right? It doesn't matter what the economy is. I'm always making money. This belief alone is enough to help you be successful in the business. When I started in Tupperware all those years ago, the unemployment was so unbelievably high, and it kept getting higher. It was so crazy. I mean, I could not go to a single party that there wasn't at least 1 to 2 people in the room that were somehow affected by unemployment, whether it was them, their spouse, somebody in their household, right? That it was affecting them and impacting their family personally, right? And now it's not necessarily about the unemployment. It's just about the cost of living right now is so high. And that's what happened at that time too. The cost of living went super high. Gas prices were almost as high as they are right now, because I remember filling up my minivan and I couldn't fill up my minivan, right? I could only get I'm like, okay, I can put $40 in, I could put $20 in. And I remember, it's so funny. This is funny, but I went to do a party with Pam, right? I was just shadowing her. And on the way home, we stopped to fill up her Denali. That was when she had her Denali at the time. And it was like $90. And she put her card in and she filled it up and it was $90. I was like, she can just do that. Like, she didn't even think about it. Like, I would have to check my bank account. I would have to check all these things to make sure I could put $90 on a credit card. And I remember thinking, man, I want to be that. I want to be able to do that someday, right? And it's just those small things when you're trying to make those ends meet, those small things, you notice those things. She didn't notice that she swiped her card and just charged $90 for the gas. I noticed because I couldn't do it, right? But I was determined. I didn't pay attention to the numbers. I didn't pay attention to the cost of living. I didn't pay attention to the cost of food other than to talk about it at my parties, because that is the number one thing I talked about at my parties is how do I, how do you stretch your food budget, right? Because I knew we as Tupperware could impact that food budget. So that is all I talked about, stretching your food budget. I gave tips on like cooking cheaper cuts of meat and food and things like that, on top of selling, of course, our products that make your food last longer, so you're not throwing it away and wasting it, right? Buying meats in bulk, but not only that, but like watching the sales and knowing when you could buy certain meats and things. That's all I talked about in my parties. That is all over Pinterest. It is so accessible to you to find those tips these days to be able to share at your parties. So if you want to grow right now, talk about the money, talk about how much money Tupperware can save. That is the number one thing that you can do. And so when you believe that there is a market for you right now that needs our products, you will succeed, as long as every day you're taking those steps forward and doing it even when you're afraid, right? So, and so the big thing is don't engage, right? When people are complaining, and I mean, like, if I see one more post about the cost of gas, I'm going to vomit. Okay. Because the fact of the matter is, somebody posting about the cost of gas does nothing to change it. Like zero. It does nothing. There's nobody who controls that that's watching Facebook going, oh man, these people are really posting about this. Maybe I should lower the price of gas. It doesn't work that way. Okay. So don't engage with that. I just keep scrolling, right? Don't let that stuff penetrate your brain. Like, do not. Okay. If you see that stuff coming at you and you're recognizing that it's making you angry, or it's making you frustrated, or making you stressed, look away, find something else positive to focus on, and stop complaining. Stop complaining to other people. Don't engage in that. It's so and very, very important. When I see a leader in Tupperware on Facebook complaining about things out of their control, I just shake my head. I'm like, that's not the space to live in. There's the circle of influence and the circle of concern, right? You live in that circle of influence, the things you can do something about, right? You don't live in the space of the things that are out of your control, right? You do your best to manage those things, avoid those things, right? But if you can't change it, that's not where you want to have your energy. You want to have your energy on the things that you do have the power over. And so it's not an obstacle, it's simply a problem to be solved. So every time you have a problem, whether it is an empty date book, whether it is I need more recruits, whether it is whatever, that is not an obstacle. It is simply a problem that needs to be solved. Give up excuses and become solution oriented. So how can I do that? How can I fix that? Right? And I even challenge you, when it comes to dating parties, talk to your friends, like people that aren't in Tupperware, and be like, hey, I really need to date some parties, so I need to make some money in my business. Do you have any ideas on how I could do that? And just start the conversation. They may come up with an idea that you had never thought of, or they may simply go, well, I'll do a party for you, or my sister loves doing parties, right? It's one of those things, just like when you're first getting started, we tell you to practice recruiting interviews on friends and family, right? And then as you're practicing, the friends and family are like, oh, maybe I want to join Tupperware, right? It's the same sort of concept. And so I'm not really going to focus a lot on how-tos, but I am going to tell you in just a minute, I'm going to read the chat and I want you guys to go ahead and give me what is, where can you find recruits? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Just go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to come back to this. So put it in the chat. Where do you find recruits? All right. And so, so here's an exercise I want to do with you. And I have to tell you, I actually did that this past week. Okay. So for those of you that didn't know, because I don't post a lot when I'm out of town, because I don't want people to know that I'm out of town. And so I post more when I get back in town, but I was out of town for Dakota's orientation at the University of Cincinnati. Right. And Eric wasn't with me. And a lot of people think that I'm this like super outgoing person. I walk into a room full of strangers and I leave with a whole bunch of friends. I actually don't. I get kind of uncomfortable in those situations, right? But I force myself to do my best, right? So I'm in this room and the subject matter was very uncomfortable to me for whatever reason. And there were only 2 or 3 people in the room. And I started feeling very self-conscious and very uncomfortable about what was happening, right? And so I practiced this. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your hands, right? Take your hands, show me your hands. Yay, I knew Pam Callahan would do it. Okay, so take your hands and I want you to fold them. Like just put them together, right? Just like how you do, right? So notice which thumb is on top. For me, my right thumb is on top. It doesn't mean anything, so don't be like, I'm not gonna get all like, if your right's on top, you won't be successful. No. And so notice which one's comfortably on top. For me, it's my right one, right? So now I want you to take your hands and I want you to shift them so that your left one is on top. All right. It feels super weird. Like you're just like, did I do something wrong? Are my hands still folded? Like it feels so uncomfortable, right? So uncomfortable. Now, if you keep your hands like this long enough, it starts to feel comfortable. That's your comfort zone. This is literally an example of your comfort zone. So I'm sitting in this room and I'm uncomfortable and I started thinking about my comfort zone and I took my hands and I put them in this uncomfortable position and I focused on my hands instead of on the fact that I was uncomfortable in that situation. I focused on how uncomfortable my hands were. And within a couple minutes, my hands weren't uncomfortable anymore and neither was I. And it sounds so weird, but neither was I. I was like, oh, my hands aren't uncomfortable anymore. And you know what? This moment has passed and I'm fine. And I am relevant in this room and I should be in this room talking to these people. And it was the craziest thing, and I couldn't believe I was able to put this into practice right away. So the next time you are doing something like that, you're doing something or you're about to do something that's uncomfortable, whether it's texting people, like randomly asking for parties or whatever it is you're doing, I want you to think about that and maybe even just take your hands and hold it there for a couple minutes. You could pray too. This is good, if you're praying. So pray for the parties, right? That doesn't hurt. Okay. So I know many of us have done it many times. All right, but put your hands like that and hold them there until it starts to feel comfortable. And it's just a gentle reminder to you that as you're doing these uncomfortable things to grow your business, whatever it is about the growing your business that makes you uncomfortable, the more you do it and the longer you do it, the more comfortable it's going to be. And it's so unbelievably important to do that. And it is one of the things that is the most important things in your business is to learn how to go through those uncomfortable places. The most successful people spend the most time being uncomfortable, right? Being uncomfortable, putting themselves in those situations. Some of you have never done an in-home party. And the thought of like walking into a space where you don't know anybody and you barely know the host kind of freaks you out, right? Guess what? It freaked me out too. It totally freaked me out and it still can, but I know I am there to serve them. I know that I am there to give them, all these tips on how they need me to save money, to do things like that. And that's what helps me go to that uncomfortable place and just walk in like nobody knows that I'm uncomfortable, right? Because a lot of times people don't realize that I'm uncomfortable. You know what I do when I'm uncomfortable? I drink water. Do you know how much water I drink at parties? I will literally have to fill up my bottle at least 2 times at parties because when I get uncomfortable, I don't know what to say. I take a sip And I take a sip and I take a sip, and it's crazy. So it's funny because it depends upon the party. Sometimes I don't touch it at all. And I go home like, oh, I'm so thirsty. I'm like, yay, I was comfortable. Right. So, but everybody has their things that they do. So the only thing that we truly have control over is our thoughts. Right. And you think about that energy that are your thoughts. So like I said, if you are thinking about things that you can't control, like our cost of living right now, like gas, like food, like whatever it is in your personal space that is occupying your mind, and it's creating this negative energy in you, it's frustration, this sadness, this stress, you have to change that, and you have complete control over that. So the other thing that we can control is our images. The things that come in front of our eyes, we can control those things. And when I say our images, I want you to think about, what does your Facebook feed look like, right? There every time, every couple of months, maybe at least twice a year, I go through my Facebook feed and I start editing it. I don't unfriend people because I would never want anybody to, I'd never want anybody to think that I'm cutting them out or anything like that. But there are some people that are so political and negative on Facebook, and I don't want to see that. So I hide it. Right? I hide it. And then eventually I think about that person, I do a search. And when I do that search for them to see what's going on in their life, that brings them back into my feed, right? But we even have control over what our feed is on Facebook. That's the images I'm talking about. I'm talking about the movies you watch, the TV you watch, the books you read, right? It's so important. It literally like saturates you with whatever that energy is. So be mindful of that. You are in control of that. And the last one is, of course, our behavior. We have that choice. We always have that choice to be able to hide the negative, right? We have that choice to not be negative, not get in their ditch, right? And we always have that choice. And that is our behavior, right? In our behavior, sometimes I have to take a deep breath and be like, I don't know what's going on in that person's life. So I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to go ahead and let them cut me off in traffic. I don't know what's going on in that person's life. So I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm just going to let them do whatever this negative thing is they're doing, right? And so it's important to just realize those are the things that you have control over. All right. So in the chat, I asked where you find recruits. And we got some good stuff everywhere. Instant messenger, friends, coworkers, buy, sell, trade pages, I think is what that was supposed to say. Social media, party hosts, outside of the home, vendor events, church functions. Yes, 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 yes. So this tells me all of you know where to find the recruits. You all know exactly what you need to do to be successful in this business. All you have to do is get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? And you have to turn off your brain and just do what you already know how to do, which is A, find the people, and B, talk to them. Just talk to them, be human, be who you are. We can give you word choices all day long, but if they're not something that would naturally come out of your mouth, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's so important. I just reached out to somebody last week and I was talking to him and I was just like, is there any universe that you would sell Tupperware? That was my word choice. Okay. Because that's something I would say to somebody. I'm like, God, is there literally any chance on earth that you would make my day and sell Tupperware? Right. And they're just like, they just laughed. They're just like, I don't know, not right now, blah, 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 all the reasons why. Right. And I was just like, I'm just checking because I don't want to keep asking you or keep our hopes up if there's no way, and so it's important to just, be you, but you know where to find the people, what to say. You just have to get uncomfortable, turn off your brain and do it. All right. So I'm going to kick it back to Pam. I don't know who's going next, but I'll take it to Pam. Which are you? Where? Okay. She keeps moving, so it's hard for me to know where to send it to.
Okay. Hi again. Okay. And so thank you so much. That was so powerful. I loved it. I love so much of it. There's so many highlights. I hope you guys took really good notes and I hope you revisit it. I listened to a training this week and they talked about how you know, you can spend 1 hour on really good training a week. And that training, even though you spent 1 hour on that great training, that training will stay with you and you'll rethink about it, and it will, a good training can revisit you all week long. And so even though you spent 1 hour with it, you know, when you're driving, you'll start thinking about it, or, you know, when you go to bed at night, you can lay your head on the pillow and you think of revisit it. And that's what we hope that these meetings do for you, that you can revisit some of those thoughts and some of those ahas or some of those bingos. You know, I call it a bingo because it's like, yay, it's a win. When I think of something that's really, really good, that I'm like, oh, I gotta write that down. And I grab my pencil, or I love pencils, by the way. I grab my pencil and I gotta write it down because it's a bingo for me. I gotta get that down. I gotta get that one down. I love that one. I love that one. So I had a couple bingos there, Ellen. Thank you. All right. All right. So we're going to jump to some recognition. And in doing so, I want to share my screen. Well, I want to remind you guys that this is so exciting that they opened up the $45 kit again. Yay. All right. So you have 3 choices now as you recruit people, bring them into the business. They can have the $15 opportunity, or they can have the $45, which is the wonderful, amazing servalier bowls, which I love, or the plus the whippet, and plus the really cool eco tumbler, which is really awesome because it's made out of our eco product line that we have. And guys, that is such a cool testament to Tupperware that we have an eco product line in the first place. So I'm assuming that all of you know what the eco product line is, and that is the product line that Tupperware uses, a line of one-time use plastics that are thought one time not to be able to use because they weren't recyclable. And Tupperware is one of 4 companies that has designed and developed a recyclable line out of those products. So you're talking water bottles, throw away, soap dispensers, or, fabric softener dispenser, all those things that were just garbage and could not be recycled, filling our ocean seriously. And Tupperware has taken that product and has developed scientifically developed a way to recycle that. And so we are very proud of the fact that we actually can recycle that to a food safe level, and can use that now for our Eco Plus line. And so every mug you drink from, you saved, 30 water bottles, or something like that. Is so cool. You're saving, not only are you buying something that you can use a lifetime, but you're saving all of that waste that's not in our landfills. And so congratulate yourself as you do that and as you use that product line, all of the Eco Plus. And then our Whippet, just a little commercial. If you haven't noticed, we're gonna have a really fun rally next week, and it's Dad's night, and it's gonna be so funny because we're gonna have 3 of our guys do our Whippet contest with our Whippet and a whisk and our Power Chef, and they're gonna make Cool Whip and see who can win. Who's the most powerful. All right. And so it will be quite interesting and just for fun. I'm sure they'll all make it, but it'll be funny just to see them watch and make we'll have all 3 of them on the screen. So it'll really be fun. Okay. And so then the other kit is, of course, the deluxe demo kit, which I always recommend for the deluxe, is because the $119 value, 119 cost is a $425 value. That's basically $300 off, and worth every penny of it, because it gives you a sampling of so many of our very cool products that you need to know about as a brand new consultant, so you know what you're working with and what you're selling. And so people can say, well, what about the Vet and Serve, or what about the Fridge Smarts, or what about, the decibels and stuff like that. You can say, oh, I have one of those, and you can talk about it. It's very with ownership. All right. So Parties Up draws, let's give it away. We give away $25. I put out there today. If you have not signed up to be part of our Parties Up drawing, you want to sign in one time. You don't have to ever do it again unless you change your password, which if you get asked to change your password on the website, you do need to sign into this again. All right. And so every time you change your password, I would need you to sign into this again so that you can be back in the drawings again. All right. So let's give it up. Jenny, who is our lucky winner on our Parties Up?
Again, she won last week too.
Loretta, I'm just gonna keep giving you free Tupperware. All right, $25 in Tupperware. Let's see how many parties. Oh, she has 18 parties up. Way to go, Loretta. And Jennifer Cheatham has 7, and Nikki has 5. Debbie Morse has 4. Jessica has 4. Valerie has 4. Jenny Cheatham has 2. Amy Gardner 1. Several of you have 1 there. Oh, look at this. It didn't add them together. Jessica 1. Jessica 1. Christy 1, Christy 1, Christy 1. That's funny. The system didn't actually add them together, but that's cool. But still interesting. All right. And so, way to go, guys! Congratulations on winning, and Loretta once again. And we will keep playing with the system, see if we can get it to add your names together, add your totals together. All right. And this is the team parties up. Congratulations, Loretta with 18, and Jennifer Cheatham with 9. Yay. And Jessica Gordon with 6, Nikki with 6, Debbie Morris with 4, Valerie Fisher 4, Christy 3, Amy, I know you got more than that, Amy. Your people just start registering, and Manel 1. I know you got more than that. They're not registering. So get them to register. Get in there, you guys. Somebody's going to win Tupperware every week. Oh, the cruise. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm so excited about the cruise. Who's going on this cruise with us? I can't stand it. I'm so excited about this cruise. And let me tell you why. It's because we are going to take a bunch of champions on a fun cruise, and it is going to be so fun. Now, you can win the cruise absolutely free. And that started in the month of March, April, May, June. And so you had all that time to win the cruise. It was a 4-month qualification period. And you had to sell $12,000 and have 12 qualified recruits come into the system, and 2, that was for a trip for 1, or you could do a trip for 2 with 12,000, 12 qualified recruits and 6 new managers, or 24,000 personal sales and 12 qualified recruits. So that was a trip for 2, and all of it free. Or we just threw in another bonus offer for the month of June only, and we still have 3 weeks left. We have a challenge for you to sell $5,000 in personal sales and have $5,000 in personal sales, and where is it? Right here. $5,000 in personal sales and 5 personal qualified recruits, and be paid in title May 26th through paid in title in your title. So if you are a consultant, get paid as a consultant. If you're a manager, get paid as a manager. Star manager, paid as a star manager. Whatever your title is, get paid in that title, and you get to go with a $200 copay. When you do earn the trip, you can buy in 1 person for the price of the cruise, which is around $500. All right. And so we are excited to take you. We want to take you, and we certainly want to take you and your spouse. And so earn this opportunity. We have 3 full weeks, and it's totally doable. All right. And so the first level of the cruise on the first original, oops, I'm going the wrong way, sorry. The first level of the cruise on the original trip, we have Loretta DeCenzo Tiber qualified for a trip for 2 with over $53,000 in sales and 18 qualified recruits. Congratulations, Loretta. We also have Manel, who is qualified with the recruits, but needs more personal sales. But no, she's qualified with recruits and sales. She needs 1 more manager. And that will be a qualification there. And then we also have several of you that are qualified with sales, but not the managers yet. And then a few of you are qualified with the recruits and the new managers that need the sales, but you're really, really close. So congratulations, guys. I'm so excited to take you all. I want everybody to qualify. Absolutely. All right. And the personal recruit sale, the number 1 in personal sales will get an upgraded suite. Number 2, the other number 1 in qualified recruits will get a personal suite, which will be on a balcony room, and the number 1 new promoting manager. So right now we have Loretta DeCenzo Tiber in a balcony room, Manel Franklin in a balcony room, and Jenny Cheatham in a balcony room. If for some reason they if one person gets more than 1 level, it automatically they would get a gift. So it doesn't go to the next person. It's that person or a gift. All right. And so this is what's exciting though, because I really do see the potential of several of you still stepping into this trip And this is where you could definitely have an opportunity to still earn this trip at the $5,000 level. Okay. And so I see this happening. I'd love to have you go with us. All right. Okay. The ahas for champion last week with the dream, innovate and inspire. And that was our fun chance to win right now. Yeah, what's it in there for? That's your aha. And then that's the cheese. The cheese, I thought it was called the cheese last week. That was the week before. Okay. All right. This is our leaders. This is our leaders night. And this was Monday night. And it was a really good night. And go ahead, Jenny. Push that button. Gina Arnold, congratulations. You are the lucky winner on Leaders Night AHA. And then we also have Hot Topics. Oh my goodness, these girls are just killing it at Hot Topics. Great information came out of Hot Topics last week. And our lucky winner for our Hot Topics is Susan Clark. Congratulations. And our AHAs from our cooking show. Cooking show is so much fun. If you guys are not on cooking show, you've got to visit it again because it is Tuesday nights and it is really, really fun and really good. And this week coming up is Dad's in the Kitchen. And I highly recommend you get on there because it's going to be a lot of fun in the kitchen and Dad's ideas in the kitchen. So definitely get on. You're going to love it. All right. And so go ahead, Jenny. Tina Bradford, congratulations. All right. And then our posting your ahas like a champion from the Wednesday night. My Tupperware right now. Vicki Cochran, congratulations. Okay. And then this is the week when you sell $200 in sales this week, you get the cinch bag. 1 week only challenge. So you've got to get the $200 in. You've got to want it. You got to go after it. It's $18 value. It's really cool. These bags are so fun because you can just like lay it down with all your makeup on top of it. And then you just pull the one string and boom, you pull it up and you've got it all picked up and ready to go. So it's very, very convenient. Did you earn your window clean last week? All you had to do is submit an order and you get it for 75 cents. It's the copay. All right. And the shipping is free. And look at all the champions that got it. That is so cool. Did you find your name yet? All right. That's a lot of champions. Congratulations to everybody that got it and submit an order and get the gift. So make sure you go in and order it so that we send them out to you right away. They are in stock, so they will go out right away. All right. First order award is our knives, our beautiful paring knives and our prongs. I love them. Congratulations to all of you that have earned this already. This is really good. This means you've all not only come into the business in the month of June, but you've also placed an order. That's amazing. That's excellent. Great way to start, guys. And then when you do your $500, you're going to also get the pressure cooker for $35. And I absolutely love our monthly challenges. And look at all of the champions who have already qualified for the first level. And that is when you sell $500, you get the can opener and the spatula for only $10. And when you sell $1,000, you get the beach bag and the beach blanket and the water bottle and your mat. You can use it for yoga. You don't have to go to the beach with it. You can do it to use it for the gym class. All of that works. And it is only $20. So cute, so cool. You'll love it. Congratulations. Oh, I should say the names: Christine Walker and Denise Ham and Jan Limsky and Christy Greer and Loretta DeCenzo-Tiber and Nikki Micah and Paula Berry and Spring Steel. Congratulations. All right. And the monthly challenge, and this is sell $2,000 and get the Ultra Pro Oval. I love our Ultra Pro. We had stuffed peppers tonight. And I want to tell you, the peppers that were on our plates, we were eating them and they were cold, literally by the time I was done eating my first pepper. Then I went for my second helping because they were so delicious. And I got my second pepper on the plate. It was literally burning my tongue because it had been in the Ultra Pro. It keeps everything so hot. It's really hot. All right, congratulations to our personal sellers. And we have Christina Walker and Nadine Galloway. Number 8 is Christy Jackson and Jan Limsky and Nancy Lagan. Christina Dunham and Paula Berry. Congratulations, Denise Ham, Christy Greer, and Nikki Micah. These are all in week 2 of June. Number 1, Nikki Micah, way to go. Unit sellers, Jan Limsky and Melissa Kelly and Christine Dunham and Paula Berry and Nora Ritter. Amanda Halfhill, and Angela Neisel, Christy Greer, Kathy Birdie, and congratulations, Nancy Lakin. Then we also have Team Sales. Congratulations, Amy Gardner and Lori Morris and Manel Franklin. Congratulations, Jenny Cheatham and Loretta DeCenzo Tiber and Jessica Gordon, Ellen Lewis. And this is Team Sales, Christy Jackson, number 2, Pam Clift, and number 1, Nikki Micah. Congratulations at 3,242. All right, and then we have our recruiters. Congratulations to all of our recruiters who are already qualified for their poultry shears, which I love my poultry shears. And then our first skillet is a really nice, I believe that's an 11-inch, 12-inch skillet. All right. Chef Series 2 12-inch skillet, valued $199, and you get it for $40. Jennifer, Loretta, Manel, and Nicole. And then we also have the second skillet, which is the 8-inch skillet. That's Loretta and Manel have already qualified. All you have to have is 2 recruits, and both of them sell $40 or more, and you get that. Is it 2 or 3? It's 3? 3 recruits. 3, repeat 3. All right, and you get that. And then the next level is 6 recruits. Now this is nice because that's the biggie. And that is, that's a 3.2 quart. That is a lot of chili. That is a lot of fried chicken. That is a lot of pasta. That is a lot of, I love it. I'm telling you, I used it the other day for a big mess of green beans, as my mom would say it. And very nice, only $50. And it's a $249 value. You'll love that. All right, personal recruiting, Sevilla and Jerry and Amy and Nikki and Gina. Gina had 2 and Jennifer had 2 last week. Julie Jackson had 5 and Manel Franklin had 10. Woohoo! Way to go, Manel. And unit recruiting, congratulations to Gina Flower and Julie Jackson. And team recruiting, congratulations to Nikki and Amy and Lori and Jennifer and Loretta DeCenzo Tiber and Manel Franklin. Congratulations. And then our recognition for our units with 10 plus and Manel with 20, Loretta with 11 have already qualified to achieve the 10 plus and get the beautiful blanket of flowers. And it is like a weave of flowers shaped in a heart, and they are forget-me-not flowers. And so it's really very cool. And so it's a very fun plant of flowers. And now we're going to turn it over to Loretta, and Loretta's going to share with us a really great demo on the Fridge Smart. So take it away, Loretta.
All right, I'm excited to share with you guys about Fridge Smart. All right, I'm going to give you a little more information than I would do at a party. Okay, I would not do all this at a party. Okay. Also, if you're doing virtual, if you're doing videos, if you're going live, you're not going to want to say all this, but I want you to know all the features, the benefits, and the reasons for these Fridge Smarts. Okay. So these are displayed empty like this, so you can carry them to a party. You can use them as your backdrop, whatever. This is the Fridge Smart set. Okay. Now, did you know that Tupperware did extensive research on vegetables and why they go bad? They worked with the University of Florida and some very smart people, some scientists. Okay, and they also confirmed this with other universities. Okay, so they found that vegetables and fruits, they breathe differently. Okay, they're releasing different amounts of gases. So they do not like to live together. Okay, they want to be with the same type of breathers. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. So that was developed. And so I'm proud that our Tupperware company does the research behind the products they're going to create and do. All right. And what that does is it helps us save money. Okay. 1/3 of the produce grown in the world is thrown away. Is that like, that's an amazing fact to me. 1/3 of the produce grown around the world is thrown away. Okay. You are throwing money in your waste can. Okay. Or down the drain, whatever you want, or however you dispose of it. Okay. The average American home weighs about $1,300 to about over $2,000 a year on their produce. I don't know about you, okay, but I can think of a lot better things than to throw $1,000 or $2,000 down my garbage disposal or down the drain or in the compost, okay, because my fruits and vegetables went bad. All right, what would you do with that extra $1,000, that extra $2,000. I don't know about you, but I like shoes. I might buy some more shoes. Or maybe you go on vacation. Maybe you could pay off a bill. Maybe you could make a car payment. I mean, what could you do with that $1,000? Okay. So let's talk about these fridge marks here. They were designed different sizes. Okay. Really, really work with your fruits and vegetables. Okay. You know what? These are great, but they're empty. All right. I'm going to show you. Let me just see if I can show you. I'm going to turn this camera a little bit. All right. If you're going live, nothing better than the real thing, guys. Okay. The real thing. All right. I can't bring my camera any closer because I have a tripod. All right. But can you see? My entire first shelf is Fresh Mart, okay? And then there's a few more over here, and then they also go deep, all right? These are Fresh Marts. If I don't have Fresh Marts loaded in my fridge, I have to go grocery shopping, okay? And I'm just gonna pull these out, and I can show you the different things that I have inside here. All right, let's see, let's do this one, whatever, we'll talk about that. All right, guys. I love the Fridge Marts. Now, what they've done is they've created a special venting seal. Let me put this camera back where it was, okay? The special seal, okay? It's an air control environment. It provides that perfect environment for your vegetables to breathe correctly and release those gases, okay? So this seal right here has a little venting system, all right? I'll try to get a little closer here, okay? And I don't know if you can see in the light there, but there are these little circles over here, okay? And I don't know, can't really get the right light there, but there is an open circle, a filled in circle, and a half circle, okay? And it slides. It actually slides. So you control the air setting that is needed for that vegetable, okay? And so you're like, well, I don't know what to put those settings on. Well, neither do I, okay? Tupperware also designed this right here, this embedded label. All right, it's actually embedded in between the plastic here, so it's not going to rub off, it's not going to come off in your dishwasher. It's embedded between the Tupperware layers, okay? And I actually had the honor of going to the factory and seeing these made real live in person, and it's actually embedded between, okay? So it's not coming off. Now what they have done is they've put a very, 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 let me get in this descriptive picture, okay? The pictures are very, very, very detailed, okay? So this is cauliflower, okay? You've got peppers, you've got cherries, you've got cucumbers, you've got broccoli, okay? You've got lettuce, and you can really see that. And then above it, can you see? There are circles, and the circle is either the half circle, the open circle, or the closed circle, right? So it's all on that little label. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, I still don't know what to do because I can't find my vegetable. I don't really know what it is. Then you see that little QR code right there? You just take your mobile device and you click on that, and you'll pop up with a lot more information, a nice little chart that you can really read, so you can have more information, okay? So they really thought of everything. So that takes care of how you're going to set those air control vents right there, okay? And if you line it up just right, okay, you can have it line up right. Oh, check out the square. I'm not the square. The X. The X means, okay, I can't really see the X. I don't know why. Anyway, X means not recommended in the refrigerator. Now, they say tomatoes aren't recommended, but I put my tomatoes in there. They're just fine. The secret is, if you have cold tomatoes, they don't have any flavor, and so people don't like them. So what you do is you take them out in the morning because you're going to be using them in a salad later on, and that way they'll get to room temperature and get their flavor back, but they're not going to be sitting on your countertop and really ripen and over ripen, and then you don't have good tomatoes to use, okay? So anyway, so that's that. So let me just give you some ideas of what you can put down inside of here. Let me show you what I have inside of here. What's this one got? Green beans. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. We love green beans here. So this is your medium deep. All right. Your medium deep, perfect for your green beans. All right. What's this one got in it? Yeah. Red peppers. All right. I love, love, love red peppers. Right. The colored peppers are a little more sweeter. And I'm telling you, these guys, they're still firm. Do you know what I put these in here? I bought this for Memorial Day because I was having a picnic and whatever. And Memorial Day, I don't know, somebody count how many days ago that was. At least 2 weeks ago, right, guys? Or a week and a half? I don't know, longer than that. They are still firm, okay? And the other thing is these fridge smarts are going to keep your veggies fresher like 2 to 3 times longer than if you would just put them in that crisper drawer, which we call rotted drawer in Tupper, okay? 2 to 3 times longer, okay? So red peppers are gorgeous on the side of here, all right? I'll be honest with you guys, I've had red peppers in here over 5 weeks and they were still amazing, okay? What else do we have? Let's see, over here is, oh, kale, beautiful kale, beautiful, beautiful kale. I'm telling you, you want to put your veggies in here, your fruits in here. I always say dry and naked, all right? So I say naked because take it out of that plastic, take it out of that container, however you brought it home, take it out of there, okay? Put it in the right air-controlled environment, and you're gonna have kale, honestly, 3 or 4 weeks, okay? Absolutely gorgeous. What else do we have? Oh, now this one's a different size, but anytime Tupperware comes out with an exclusive size, you wanna get it. Now, the 4-piece set is a buy one, get one right now, okay? But this is an exclusive size. We don't have it right now, but we have the extra large one out there right now. Grab it while you can, because you're gonna want that when you're squash, when you're getting those zucchinis in, those cantaloupes, and all those summertime bulkier vegetables, okay? Check out my broccoli, guys. This is going on 3 weeks. Still green, still vibrant. And I remember when they first came out with Fridge Mart, they gave us the broccoli challenge, 21 days, all right? So my daughter did a little science experiment, and we did half in the crisp drawer, half in the Fridge Smart, okay? The bunch, we just two bunches, okay? And the crisp drawer, yeah, turning yellow week 1. Yeah, after week 2, it's had the yellow and the mold starting, okay? Week 3, you really don't want to know what it looked like, okay? Tossed it, all right? Week 3, our Fridge Smart broccoli, delicious, delicious, and we had it for dinner, okay? The other thing the Fridge Smarts do is they will they will preserve the vitamins and the nutrient content. All right, after 2 weeks, they tested romaine lettuce, still had over 80% of the vitamins and nutrients, okay? Now, what else do I have? Because I had to show you everything. Strawberries, okay, they don't last too long in the house, but when they do, all right, these are organic strawberries, and this was full. And look at this, they're still firm. They are not mushy. They are still gorgeous. They're still beautiful, okay? That is about 2 weeks right here in my strawberries. I've had strawberries in here for over 12 days, 2 weeks, okay? Oh, by the way, if you take strawberries home from the grocery store and they have a bad one, because you just never know, sometimes it's in the middle there and you didn't see it when you looked at the container, take it out, throw it away, or cut out the bad parts and eat it right away, because if you put it in here with the rest of your strawberries, they're going to spoil the rest of the bunch, okay? So take them out. What else we got going on here? Oh, I love it. Now, this is your medium deep and this is your medium, okay? I have another name for it. I call it your lazy boy. This is your lazy boy container. This is for those veggies that have to lay flat because they don't like to stand up, all right? They're just a little lazy. They like to lay down, all right? They lay down. This is parsley, your cilantro, your basil, your beautiful herbs that either you grow in your garden or you're going to buy. And I know maybe they're not that expensive, but maybe today they are, okay? They are going to last you 2 to 3 times longer, okay? I've had these in here over a week now. This is beautiful. Oh, dry. Now, if you do have to wash your vegetables ahead of time, please, 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 dry. Okay, I have a salad spinner from Tupperware. I know I don't have one right now. When you see it come out, you grab it, okay? That salad spinner will dry up every piece of moisture. Whatever. Anyway, so making sure it's nice and dry and naked, all right? It is going to last you longer. Now, what else we got going on? Oh, we have this one right here. Oh, what's in here? This one? Oh, right here, Brussels sprouts. This, guys, is going on 3 weeks. My Brussels sprouts. I buy the organic ones. They are not mushy. They are still beautiful and firm, okay? The other thing is, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this, is the bottoms of your containers have these little canals, okay? Yep, they can go down the Venice Canal. No, I'm just kidding. These little ridges down in the bottom here are to lift your vegetables up. How many of you guys have you ever put your fingers through a mushy cucumber? Is that like the most grossest thing ever? Not gonna happen. Have you ever had slimy lettuce? Not gonna happen, because those little grids on the bottom, those canals, they are going to lift up your vegetables so they're not sitting in moisture, okay? So I think it's like these containers right here will retain 70% of the moisture in your vegetables, okay? Because when you just put it in the crisper drawer or in the refrigerator, the refrigerator is actually drawing out all the moisture out of your vegetables, and they're gonna get dried out and yucky, okay? You don't want that. I'm telling you, these will create their own little rainforest. You know how you go to the grocery store and they're always sprinkling your vegetables? Look at this. You can see the moisture on the top of there. You can just kind of tap that and water your veggies, okay? And all that excess moisture will drain to the bottom. I'm telling you, you're gonna absolutely save a ton of money here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here I missed, but I always, if I'm gonna go live, if I'm gonna go in a party, at a party, and I always start this out. I have them raise their hand. First person that raises their hand gets extra bucks, whatever. And I ask those questions because I want them to know, that they are doing this. How many of you have ever thrown away slimy lettuce? How many of you have ever thrown away moldy strawberries or moldy grapes? How many of you have ever put that finger to that mushy cucumber or that mushy zucchini? Disgusting, right? How many of you ever open up the crisper drawer and what have you found? A dead sea of vegetables, right? Brown, gross, disgusting. Trust, I know. Don't tell me you haven't. You have, okay? How many of you guys ever hid or make sure it got thrown away really quickly so someone didn't see that you just threw away all the produce, okay? We have really good intentions. We buy 2 heads of broccoli because they're on sale. It's 2 for $5, right? Whatever. You are you're literally taking money, okay, and throwing it down the garbage disposal and throwing it in your waste cans and throwing it in your compost pile. Save your money, especially today. Save your fruits and vegetables. You are going to eat healthier and you're going to save money and you're going to have a win-win situation. So go out there, guys. We have BOGO right now on these sets and we have the exclusive sizes. All right, I dare you. Be smart. Yeah.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was awesome, Loretta. And once again, you're amazing. I want to tell you, congratulations, Loretta. You come on the show one more time. Loretta was recognized last night as #1 in the region, in the region in personal sales with over $18,000. And it was a huge honor because there was a lot of heavy hitters in there, Loretta. I just want to publicly say congratulations. That's awesome. You're recognized by the regional last night on the regionals page on the Zoom. And I just want one more time to tell you how amazing you are. Whoop, whoop. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yay, Loretta.
Just love what you do, guys. Love what you do and share. Share, share, share. Don't keep it a secret. Just go out there and share.
Way to go, way to go. Okay, and so let's continue. We want to talk to you a little bit about our training we started last week, and I want to finish it up this week. And I see that our time is definitely over. We usually go 9:15, so I'm very much aware of the time. So don't think that I'm going to go over forever, but I do want to make sure that we are people of our word and do what we say we were going to do, and with this training. And so we want to recap first. Remember, we're talking about the ultimate self-mastery, and there is self-mastery and there's cell mastery. And that's what we want to talk about. If you're finding yourself being that person that you're putting the effort in, but you feel like you're stuck. If you're finding yourself procrastinating, meaning that you do what you need to do, but you're just not doing what you know what you need to do, but you're not doing what you need to do. You totally know what to do, but you're not doing it. Are you watching other people succeed in reaching their goals, and you're like, why not me? Feeling that way. Do you start doing well, but then you sabotage yourself? Oh, do you ever have that voice inside of you that starts to self-doubt and starts to question what you're doing and tell you that you're not good enough? Or have you tried different approaches and different coaching, and you've tried different, the next shiny object that comes along, you're going to try that one too. And you're just kind of like Groundhog Day, just repeating the same thing, and it's not working. Well, do you secretly fear that despite that all the hard work that you're putting in and all the efforts, that the main difference in your life in 10 years from now will be the numbers on your cake are the only thing that will be different. And you know, the numbers of candles on your cake, that is sad. That's absolutely sad. Well, the main thing we have to do is we have to make a shift. And the first shift we talked about last week is making that shift of learning to focus and the knowledge, the mastery, the shift of knowledge mastery. The formal education can make you a living. It absolutely can. I'm a strong believer in formal education. However, self-education like this can make you a future. You know, it's so sad to me that some people are very happy being miserable. And if you've ever met those people, they really can complain. But when you try to fix their problems for them, they don't want them fixed. And it's just very obvious that they don't want help and they don't want the leadership and they don't want, you know, they want an easy fix. They want to win the lottery is what they want. And they think that that's what they need. Well, what I'm here to tell you is that buying another book is not necessarily what you need to do. Buying another class and buying more, spending more money on knowledge is not necessarily what we need. In fact, most books, 20% of the book is really what the value of the book has is 20% of good knowledge, 80% is padding, and a lot of stuff that is in a book by the time it gets to the printer, there's a lot of it that's outdated. And when we do knowledge on top of knowledge and books on top of books, we just get overwhelmed. And so overwhelm causes confusion and confusion causes inaction. Have you ever learned so much that you're not doing anything and you just feel like, I don't know what to do now? I've had classes like that. I've sat through webinars like that. And like, instead of doing something, I'm like, oh, now I don't know what to do. Well, you know what? It's the big lie. Spending more. It's, I like to call it DFL, which is data for later, and it's really data for never. But focusing on knowledge mastery will keep you smart, busy, and broke. And self-mastery can change things forever. And so that's what we're talking about is self-mastery. And that is your shift number one. Shift number two, and this is a recap again, is releasing your subconscious brakes. And remember, we talked about how you have self-conscious brakes that you actually developed sometimes before the age of 7. And as a child uses their delta brain. As they get older, they can start using more brain waves, and they go to the theta and the alpha, and the beta brain are used only by adults, and the gamma brain is used by geniuses, and that's huge brain wave activity. Critical thinking is done with our beta frequency, 12 to 18, and that's great thinking, and that's when you're really focused. But under 7 years old, we don't ever use that. We're always in the theta thinking, and that's where you dream in. You yourself will dream in that. And how is this connected? Well, I will tell you, a child, we dream, and you know, when you're dreaming, you'll think, oh, you'll have a dream, and you'll dream, and you'll see, you know, Uncle Joe. Well, you wake up the next morning, you're like, wait, Uncle Joe's been dead for 5 years, but in the dream, it was so real, and you didn't stop in the dream at all and say, wait, Uncle Joe has been dead for 5 years. The dream was real, and Uncle Joe was there, and it was all part of the dream, and you totally accepted it. That's what children do. They totally accept. And a child totally accepts anything you say as gospel, as reality, as it's real. And remember, I told you example of Johnny and his little brother Joey out shopping with Daddy, taking him to the grocery store, and Johnny, the older little boy, says, Daddy, I want a toy, and says, no, you can't have a toy. And Johnny says, Daddy, I want a toy. No, you can't have a toy. Daddy, I want a toy. And Daddy says, Johnny, you haven't been good enough for a toy today. And because Daddy's focused on trying to get the groceries and trying to get out of there. And unfortunately, all Johnny knows is I'm not good enough. And he's growing up with the fact that I don't deserve a toy, because he was told that by his daddy under that age of 7, because he's not old enough to reason and say, wow, I caught Dad at a bad time. I should have waited a little longer. And so he doesn't get past that. And we as adults grow up still thinking we're not good enough, and still thinking and remembering, even though it's our subconscious mind and we don't on the outside believe it or see it or hear it, on the inside, sometimes we still have it. And so how do you get rid of that? Well, the number one law in personal growth, and you need to write this on the inside of your eyelids. You need to see this every day. You need to think this every day. You need to know this. You can never rise above your opinion of yourself, ever. You will never go above the opinion of yourself. You have to know that. You have to know it in your heart. You have to write it down. You have to believe it. And you have to believe that putting and investing in you is the wisest money you can spend. There's not a better investment out there than investing in you and giving your own self-worth more freedom. All right. And so how frustrating is it to be trapped in a life where you didn't know that? You didn't know that what you learned before the age of 7 is affecting you today. And so it's really important for us to understand that failure is not linked to intelligence, which is why more knowledge mastery won't help you. Failure often is linked to self-doubt and self-sabotage. And so shift number 3 is what we want to do, is breaking the cell inertia. And so this is where we're starting today, is breaking that cell inertia. Now, the law of conformity. Now, I'm telling you, environment beats will. It always will, it always has, and it's always going to, unless you stop it. Environment's going to beat your will. All right. And what's that mean? Well, you can go to the gym or you can go to McDonald's. All right. When you are in the gym, you're going to get biceps. When you're in the McDonald's, you're going to get triceps. All right. And so I don't know about you, but if you hang around McDonald's long enough, all this, eventually the cheeseburgers are going to win. All right. If you hang around the gym long enough, eventually you're going to get on a Stairmaster. Eventually you're going to lift the weights. But if you are in that gym, you're eventually going to want to be part of that gym. You're eventually going to want to lift weights. You're eventually going to want to be part of that environment, because that's the environment you're in, and you're in the gym every single day. Whatever reason you're put in that gym, you're in the gym every single day, you're going to want to be part of it. It's environment. The environment beats will. All right. But if you're McDonald's every single day, every day, guess what? Those biceps become triceps. All right. It is environment, and environment beats will. It just does. We don't want it to, but it does. All right. And so we've got to think about the environment all the time. So your receptors on your cell, you have your body has 50 trillion cells, and those 50 trillion cells in your body are always working. Now, for instance, let me just tell you this. Those 50 trillion cells working so hard, they're going to adapt to the environment all the time. And for instance, let's take coffee. You guys know a girlfriend or a friend who can drink coffee at 10 o'clock at night, and another friend that they never drink coffee, and you give them a cup of coffee and they're doing cartwheels. It's kind of fun to watch those friends, those friends. You cannot drink, I cannot drink coffee. I am telling you, after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, do not give me coffee, or I'm going to be up all night long and I'm going to be watching the ceiling, or there's going to be a room in the house very clean the next morning. But you give Jim coffee, he's perfectly fine, because his cells have adapted to that coffee and it never affects him. Where me, my cells have not adapted to that coffee and that caffeine, and it does affect me. So the environment has beaten will over my effect on caffeine and Jim's effect on caffeine. Perfect example of how environment beats will. Your every thought produces a chemical, and those chemicals in your brain are going to create the will and the environment. And so as the hormones flow through your body, your environment, you can create the environment that is going to project and on your whole inertia. All right. And so you have happy thoughts, positive thoughts, upbeat thoughts, just doing great, because you're feeding yourself all this positive energy, and you're feeding your cells and your happy thoughts. Well, you know what? That creates the serotonin. It creates all these happy things that it just really does help you live a very positive world. But the problem is you're negative that you've lived in and developed and wants to win really bad. And so It is negative thoughts come in, and it's the stress and the fear and the anxiety. And those are actually really age causing hormones that just really come in and just tear up and will destroy you. And if you let them in, it's not easy though, because even though you on your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, the front of your brain is saying sunshine and positive thoughts, and I'm going to live in this positive world. And I've always loved Zig Ziglar saying, motivation is like taking a bath. You have to do it often because you get to stinking if you don't. And it's so true. But if you are focused on, maybe it's January 1st and you're just going to be focused. I'm doing it this year. I don't care what happens. If you have been environmentally raised in a world that's just not sunshine, you're going to eventually conform to what you've already developed unless you absolutely make a difference and make a change. Here is the law of inertia. Change is hard because it's always easier to be where you're at. It's always easier to conform. It's always easier to do what everybody else around you is doing. So you have to stop and change to be different. So pay attention, because this can make it happen. If you don't want the same amount of just more birthday cakes on your candle next year, then I'm going to help you change this year to be different. Right now, which future do you want to win? Do you want it to be the sad future, the winter future, where your cells have to put on winter jackets? Or do you want your cells sunbathing in bikinis or mankinis? Or you want them to win wearing winter scarves and mittens? And so it's all up to your decisions got to be made. You've got to decide where you want to go. When it comes to the law of inertia, it is easier for 50 trillion cells to change their wardrobe or for you to change your mind. What's easier? Well, I guarantee you it's a whole lot easier for you to change your mind, because your cells are getting mad right now. They're sending, get rid of this sunshine. We don't need no sunshine. I'm starting to sweat. And they're getting pissed. They're like, I want some winter weather in here. I am not liking this at all. You know what? You can't date parties. You can't date parties. And by the way, nobody wants to buy any Tupperware, and Tupperware is too expensive. Did you see the gas prices? You know why they're not buying any Tupperware? Because Tupperware is so expensive. And by the way, you know what? You shouldn't be doing that anyways. Why don't you go out and get a real job? Have you heard any of that? Well, you know what? The chemical pathway and the nerve pathway. So the negative world is going to creep in, and the positive world has got your environment beats will, unless you change it, unless you are going to be stronger than the environment. And so you've got to realize what's happening. You've got to know that this is not going to affect me and I'm going to rise above it. And you've got to make a decision that I will not succumb to the negative world, and the cells are this is not going to happen to me. I'm going to rise above it, and my outside world, my outside environment will not affect the inside environment. Because you know what? It's like running hurdles. Once you get over one, you try to get over another one, and they throw another one at you, and you've got to get over another one, because you know what? That's the cells want you not to win. They don't want you to change your world. They want you to live in their comfort zone, and you've got to get out of the comfort zone. It's like Groundhog Day, over and over and over again. Reason to celebrate? I'm going to tell you, it's not you. It happens to everybody. It's not you. It's the cell of inertia. And you know what? So quit beating yourself up. Let's talk about what we're going to do to change. If you want to fly, you got to give up everything that weighs you down. Absolutely everything that weighs you down. So what's weighing you down? Self-doubt. What's weighing you down? You know what? Self-mastery is so important, that you learn to master your tongue, your thoughts, your absolute decision-making on whether or not you're going to let it affect you or not. With cell mastery, you've got to decide that you're going to take charge here. This is actually grass. Isn't this so cute? And looking at the cells of grass, and they literally do have little happy faces. I mean, seriously, I saw that and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, isn't it? All right. So shift 3 is in summary. Self mastery begins with cell mastery. You are an adaptation machine. Once adapting and inertia builds up, always send messages designed to readjust your thinking to their wardrobe. And the good news is it works both ways. And so when you turn around your thinking, and you can, then instead of having all of those messages coming in, you're no good, you can't do this, you can't do this, all of a sudden you have these warriors. And somebody says you can't do this, and all of a sudden the warriors say, oh, yes, you can. Oh, girl, you can too. And because it turns it around, because you've changed your environment. You change the environment your brain and your body lives in. Engage neural conditioning. And so train for the marathon, not the sprint. Let me tell you, I know you want a quick fix. I know you want to win the lottery, but guess what? If you're thinking right now that you're going to walk into the gym and come out looking like picture number 3, guess what? Long-term consistency trumps short-term intensity. Bruce Lee. Engagement, nurture, conditioning. If you're engaged, you've got to find engagement. Get engaged and know that you want this change. Get engaged, catch and hold attention. Catch and hold your attention knowing that I am making a change. I am changing myself. I am not going to be the same person in 10 years, in 10 days. I'm not going to be the same person in 10 weeks. I'm going to set these goals and I'm going to make this happen. And the retaining the brain to produce specific chemicals. When you teach yourself to be positive day after day after day, those endorphins are released over and over and over again, and then the warriors begin to show up. And then the conditioning, you must get past that cell inertia. Once that cell inertia gets passed, you're going to find those warriors are there for you, fighting for you and telling you, oh yeah, you can, girl, you got this, girl. Because the marathon runners are not going to be beaten, because the sprints, they give up. The sprinters, they give up. The marathon, training for the marathon, you're not here for the sprint. All right. Shift number 5, commit to the effective attention. A human being is like a bicycle. This is so true. When you get on a bicycle, you got to keep moving. You cannot give up. If you stop moving on a bicycle, what happens? Bam. It's exactly what happens on a bicycle. And you know what? Have you ever been walking around and you saw that person that just comes in with attitude of gratitude, and they just, you walk in and you find them and you're like, man, they are on it. They've got some going on. They're doing something right. Because they've gotten that. They've gotten there. They've gotten to the point where their mind and body is living in the self-mastery position. This is where you're going. You're going to know that you have gotten it, and you're not going to let that self-doubt get you anymore. You know what? If you're not going to do that, if you think that working it and doing it is not going to make it happen, then if you think that doing the same thing you're doing now is going to get you there, the same action, different results, then you're living in a fantasy world. You've got to do something different if you want something different. Unless you want to just get onto Groundhog Day. We don't want Groundhog Day. You have what it takes. And I want to tell you what you need to win is shift. Number 1 is self-mastery beats knowledge mastery every day. Shift number 2, release your subconscious brakes, let them go. Shift number 3 is break your cell inertia. And shift number 4, use engaging neural conditioning. It's like the compass. The compass, everybody knows, in order to get the compass to change, you've got to get a stronger magnet. So get yourself absolutely adapted into your training. Focus on what you know pulls you into better training. I want to tell you right now, your Jubilee. You need to be going to Jubilee. You need to do the things that you know will pull you into the places where you're going to learn more. Get engaged with your team's messenger group. Get engaged with the team's team page. Get engaged right now with our meetings that we have weekly. Stay engaged. Do not let yourself drift away, because when you drift away, you will not be making a change for the better in 10 years. I'm going to tell you, you think this business isn't real? I make 6 figures and it doesn't start with a 1. I don't like to brag about my business money. I don't like to brag about that because I feel like that is I don't want to brag about me. Oh, look at me. I'm telling you that because I want you to believe where you can be. I'm telling you, I started this business with a kit and I borrowed the money from my mother to get it. I want you to know that if you want this bad enough, you can have it. But you've got to believe yourself. You've got to believe in yourself and you've got to know you can have it. And you know what? Number 5 is making sure, oh, I don't have number 5 on there. Number 5, though, is definitely knowing that the commitment to effective action, doing what you know you need to do to make it happen. And that is following through, showing up on Thursday nights, showing up on Monday nights for leaders meetings, showing up on Tuesday nights for cooking class, talking and wearing your Tupperware t-shirts, running your business and talking about your business, showing up to work. You know, it's so easy to show up to work in Tupperware. Show up to work and believe in you. All right, guys. All right, so let's do our welcome to all of our guests. First of all, Jessica, how many guests do we have on?
We have 2.
Yay, 2 guests. And what are their names?
We have Lisa with Vicky tonight, and we also have Althea with me.
All right. And so, hey, Alexa, give me a random number between 1 and 2. Hey, Alexa, give me a random number between 1 and 2.
Here's a number between 1 and 2. It's 1.
1.
And number 1 was Lisa with Vicky. Congratulations.
All right, Lisa with Nikki, congratulations. You're a lucky winner. We'll be sending you some free Tupperware. All right, and then the next thing we want to do is share the shine. This is when we ask you to share anything that you're doing that's working, share it on the team page. And we've had a lot of great sharing on the team page. And you'll see where other people do share the shine, do a share what they're doing that's working, maybe a post they made or whatever. And then they do share the shine. And at the end, they put the month we're in, and this is June. And that way we just click in, share the shine, and they all pop up. In fact, you can do that and see all the new ones. You can put up in the search bar, the little, our magnifying glass, put share the shine, June, and they'll all pop up there. But you could do like January, February, March, and see all of them. All right, go ahead. Robin watching. Sounds very German. All right, congratulations, Robin. Oh, way to go. You're a winner. All right.
Woohoo!
All right, you deserve to win. You did a really good share the other day. Today, I think it was. All right, yeah, a couple, right. All right, what else we gotta do?
We have the pictures of the fridge smarts that you put.
Oh,
in
the pictures of
bag.
the fridge smarts. That was so much fun. I love that one. I'm gonna stop my share right now. All right, pictures of the fridge smarts. Okay, who do we want to win? What do we got?
Jessica Gordon.
Jessica Gordon, you're the winner of the pictures of the fridge smarts. I liked hers because she said, I think I need more fridge smarts. See, you guys thought I didn't look at those, and I do. All right.
One more.
One more.
Oh, the RSVPs.
RSVPs, you RSVP'd before noon today.
Rochelle Jones.
Rochelle Jones, are you on here, girlfriend?
She RSVP.
Yeah, where are you? Are you on? You should have to be on here if you RSVP. I don't see her.
Have to make that rule next week.
I know. Maybe she got off already. All right. Love you, Rochelle. All right. All right. And so now we're going to give away our attendance one, and we have 41. Hey, Alexa, give me a random number between 1 and 41. 26. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 across, 7 and 7 is 14, and 7 is 21. And 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 is Jerry Fortune. All right, Jerry, congratulations, you're a winner. All right, guys, I hope you had a great evening, and I hope you felt like it was great value for your time. Appreciate you sticking with us this evening. And we're looking to master ourselves with ourself and ourselves. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.